my God, this is so exciting. Look, I've got a request for Slightly Inaccurate History. So, welcome to Slightly Inaccurate History of Charles the First. I've got my book, I'm in a rocking chair, got my glasses on. Do you want to go and pop the kettle on? Put me on pause a minute, go and pop the kettle on and I'll read you a story. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. So, Charles I, this was 1625 he was born, died 1649. Spoiler alert, he did come to a bit of a sticky end. Lost his head, can you believe that? He does look like a nice jolly little fellow in this picture. These little dainty little shoes he's got on. He was very cultured and really liked collecting art and things like that. Seemed like quite a popular chap, but I think he was also a bit of an unpopular chap, as you can probably tell by the way he met his end. But he did used to like a party, he was very sociable and he enjoyed being a king, I think. Only thing is, where he sort of came unstuck, he did kind of rub people up the wrong way because he was so keen on a party and, you know, all his artworks and stuff like that. He did like to treat himself a bit and he just started demanding money off of the people of the country. And I don't really know too much about it. So I tried to do a bit of research, but it's like I get a bit overwhelmed with too much information. But what I can gather in a nutshell, he liked a bit of war and he caused a bit of ag. So in the end, there was a whole civil war about it. And loads of people were a bit pissed off at him. But basically, he was like, Parliament telling me what to do, I'm the king, off with you. So he dissolved Parliament. He got rid of Parliament so he could go about demanding all his extra taxes off the people to pay for these wars and what have you that he was doing. So he did get a bit sort of big for his boots, to be honest. So Parliament, there was no Parliament for I think it was 11 years. So he was just like, no, I'm not having it, and telling me what to do. Anyway, these Parliament people, they obviously had the ump with that a bit. So they set something else up, or some of them did. I think this might have been to do with Oliver Cromwell as well. And they called it the Rump Parliament. I don't really know what that means. Maybe they decided it over a bit of steak or something. So the Rump Parliament is gathering up steam, and in the end the Rump Parliament's like, no, we're the Rump Parliament, we are telling you what to do because you're taking the piss now, King Charles. And then there was a civil war, and they they were like, no, you're treasonous because you're using the public's money, what you're demanding for your wars and stuff, but you're using it for your personal gain, which is against the rules of being a king or something. And he went to the Tower of London and he got executed. They actually give him the chop. And on the day that he was going to get executed, this is a cute little side note, he was like, can I please have 2 shirts because it's cold out there and I don't want my people watching me get my head chopped off thinking I was trembling with fear when actually it's a bit cold, so can I have 2 shirts please. So they did give him 2 shirts, which was nice. Anyway, off popped his head, poor old soul, and that was the end of him. But this is the weird thing also, it was the end of the monarchy, so they didn't get a new king. They were like, nah, there you go, good riddance to bad rubbish. We're the Parliament people, we're in charge now. So then Oliver Cromwell decided I'm running the show now, we don't even need a monarchy. And that's what happened. And for, I believe, 12 years, there was no monarchy in England. But then for some reason, the people, because Charles did have still quite a few supporters, but the people were like, well, this is all very well and good, Rump Parliament, whoever you are, Mr. Cromwell, but it turned out he was as bad as the king, and he was basically doing the same as what the king was doing. And they were like, well, you've just replaced like the king and now you're acting all kingly. We may as well have a real king if we're going to do that. So up pops, what's his name? Charles II. Basically, oh, I'm getting into Oliver Cromwell now. Basically, Oliver Cromwell stirs up all this shit. I will try and wrap up. Stirs up all this shit, and then he dies of an illness. And after he died, his son was meant to take over the like kingship, but it wasn't called a king. It was called, I don't know what it was called. But his son was a bit like, I'm not really sure I'm into all that. Like, I wanted to work like in music or something. I wanted to be a pop star or whatever it was he wanted. He didn't want to be in charge, basically. He was like, don't seem much fun, actually. So he went and knocked up Charles the first son, Charles II. He was like, do you want to be king? Because like, it would have been you, really. And he was like, I'd fucking love to be king. Yeah, go on then, I'll have that. And so that was that. So then 12 years later comes Charles II, and he's the king. But he was so pissy, he bared such a grudge, which you can't really blame him for Oliver Cromwell for lopping off his dad's head, that he dug up Oliver Cromwell's body and had it hung, I think it might have been hung, drawn and quartered. It was definitely hung. Was it drawn and quartered? I'm not sure. But he hung it and they cut the head off, put it like on display. Oliver Cromwell's 3 year dead, it's 3 years later, his 3 year dead head was like put out somewhere, going, head of a traitor. Oh, and read the heads. Charles the first, when his head was chopped off, it was put up like, oh, this is a traitor's head. And then the next day, they sewed it back onto his body and buried him. And he is buried near to Henry VIII. And that was all that was. So that was the slightly inaccurate history of Charles I. Thank you so much. My eyes can't read that, who commented that. Begins with an M. Thank you ever so much. Oh, Muna. Sorry if I said it wrong. Thank you so much for getting involved and giving me a little topic to do. And if anyone else wants to request one, then that would be really cool. But if not, I'll think of something else to go over. And have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. Okay, thanks. Bye.